Welcome to Kim's Creations. Thank you so much for being here. I am super excited to have been invited by Betty from Oak by Bettina to this week's Friday with Friends. And as you can see, I am doing a voiceover on my video, so I'll have to catch up. But first and foremost, I want to thank Janet for passing you along to my channel for this premiere. Okay, so now to get into what I am doing here. I am attempting a 3D bloom in resin, which at the time when I recorded this, I had no idea what I was doing. And really, to be honest, now that I know even more what I'm doing, the results are even worse for me. But this one turned out a little special, and I think you'll see what I mean if you stick through all the way to the end and see the finished dried results. So anyway, like I said, I had no idea what I was doing, but I am using a mold that I got from Julie Cutt, and you can purchase these molds on her eBay store, which is called Pouring Your Heart Out. And I have mixed up about 5 ounces of resin and divided it up into 4 different cups. As you saw at the beginning, I was using yellow, which is lemon yellow, and orange, which are translucent epoxy resin dyes by Let's Resin. The resin that I'm using is also Let's Resin epoxy resin, and it's a 1-to-1 resin. So I started by just pouring the puddle of the orange into the base of the mold, and now I'm going to pour the lemon yellow into the center. And my plan here, my hope, was that the yellow would push the orange out, and although that there would be some blending, I was hoping there would still be some yellow that remained. Unfortunately, that didn't really happen. It just blended all together. Did I mention that I didn't know what I was doing when I was doing this, that I was just having fun? Well, that's why I was pouring clear into the very center here. Now that I'm kind of rewatching this video, it's like, no wonder I really didn't have any yellow left. One, the clear diluted the yellow, and it pushed the yellow further into my orange. So, yeah, in retrospect, was not a brilliant idea at all, but I was having fun playing with it. Now that I have my colors in my mold, I've picked up my white. So it's about 1 ounce of resin, and I have dropped in just really cheap opaque dye that I picked up at Michael's. It was a 4-pack that had white, black, gold, and silver in it. And I think I put about maybe 3 or 4 drops and mixed it into this white resin. And now you can see I'm just really badly doing petals here with the resin. But yeah, so this is where I'm attempting that 3D flower bloom. And yeah, instead of being all nice and delicate and using a paper cup, I'm using this 3-ounce plastic cup. I'm not using a pipette or anything, but hey, I managed to make it work. So, you know, go easy on me. Now I've grabbed a stick that just has a silicone tip on the end of it, and I am using it to pull the resin through to the center. Again, just trying to create more petals with the petals. Again, like I said, I wasn't really sure what I was doing, but yeah, I was winging it. Really what I should have been doing was distributing the white blobs a little more, but in essence, by doing what I'm doing right here and pulling that resin in through the white and swirling it around, I am redistributing that white so that it hopefully won't get too heavy and sink all the way down to the bottom of my mold. And now I'm just, pulling the resin out to those little crinkly bits, the nooks and crannies on the edge of my mold, so it'll flow into the edges a little more. And so when it dries, it'll have that kind of live edge cracked look to it. And again, here I'm just putting a popsicle stick under. It wasn't quite level. These molds tend to slide in one direction or another, so I just propped it up. After cleaning up my sticks, I decided I wanted to add some crushed glass in gold to the center of my coaster. This crushed glass is 2 to 4 millimeter, and I'm pretty sure I got it off Amazon. I might have gotten it off Temu, but I'm pretty sure it was Amazon. Those of you who know me know that I have a newfound obsession with Temu, and I do try and bring as many people over to join my obsession as possible. So if you do get onto Temu, we do have a Temu support group, so get in touch with one of us. It'll be fun. Now that I collected all the little scattered bits off my table and dumped them in on top, I'm just poking them down, because I didn't carry the weight that the other bunch did. And then after this, you will see that I will torch again, because all those different glass beads trapped air. If you look closely, you'll see that little bubble right in the center that I just popped. So make sure to watch for that after you've dropped beads in, or whatever you're going to drop into the center. Make sure you go back and just torch those bubbles. I'm back and it's the next day, and I have no idea what to expect with this. It looks really cool on the back side, and I'm trying to do this without getting the ring light in there. It's all very puffy. I'm not sure what effect is happening, but let's check it out together. Fill this out. Ooh, I'm so excited. All right. Did I get the flower effect or what? All right, let's turn it over. Wow. Wow, so it's like a puffy collage of stuff. Resin is so interesting. This piece is like a combination of different techniques, almost like the Larimar on the outside combined with the 3D bloom on the inside. It's just wild. So yeah, I just don't know. Obviously gonna keep playing with this because that was fun, and it's definitely a cool effect. My yellow went away, but it did create this very cool piece. Anyway, let me know what your thoughts are. I'm gonna continue playing with resin because yeah, it is cool to do, and it's just something new for me, and I always like trying and experimenting and playing with new stuff. All right, well, thanks for joining me on the resin journey. I have not given up on acrylic painting at all. I'm just going to be adding in resin. So again, thanks for being here. If you like what you see, please hit that thumbs up button. And if you're not subscribed, please hit the subscription button as well. Now let's head over to Betty's channel and see what she has created for Friday with Friends.